vertical of the XRP ledger is here in the form of smart contracts. We know about Codius and the developments being executed there. The next one is the Flare network, and it will soon allow the XRP ledger customers to use smart contracts using XRP itself. Now that raises some doubts regarding Flare, Spark and FXRP. How will the XRP holders get FXRP, until what time it has to be claimed, and how does the FXRP and Spark differ in the Flare network itself? It will all be detailed in this video soon. Now, to understand, first thing is looking at Codius, to look at the general aspect of the fundamental side of XRP. Codius is a platform for development, right? We can see decentralized app, peer-to-peer hosting, smart contracts and other stuffs. And when we look at this one, it's PolySign. There's another platform which is like crypto banking, and now Flare, along with others like Zoom, Xspring, Interledger. The use case of XRP, the asset is increasing and it is kind of uncompetable as of now. Considering the head start Ripple the company has, and that gives an extra advantage or the edge for XRP, it is going to be a wild run from here. Now this is another direction. This is a long document which will actually take some time to go through, but we will actually go through the only important points there, which is the current aspect when we look at the UN document, the World Bank document, IMF, BIS, federal banks, state banks. Majority of the corporates are now aiming just using this word financial inclusion. Now we have to understand how they are looking at the digital assets for this particular thing. And yes, there are a lot of things which has to be understood, and Ripple and XRP is named many times in the area which we understand, because they talk about the cryptographic signatures and DLT all over it. And now we will be understanding how the DLT and XRP is going to add value to this particular idea. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. If you saw value in the content, do hit that like button, and if you are new here, do hit that subscribe button please. If you would like to extend your support to the channel, you can check the Patreon and PayPal links in the description. Patreon link will allow you to attain more value for your portfolio. Each portfolio will be having different assets, and you will need more technical and fundamental analysis for each of your assets to stay alerted as an investor, and we will be discussing through all of them in the Patreon. You can just visit them and sign on based on your idea. Now if you don't want those stuff but just want to support the research in this channel, you can opt for anything as your heart suggests. Now attention to the crypto market is actually increasing, right? We can see that it's kind of increasing, and the altcoins are also on the run. And when we say that the altcoins are on the run, it's not that crazy all season, but a steady slow grind to the upside. Now I know this looks a bit congested. What I'll do is I'll just take off everything and just start from the beginning. Say I won't draw the lines again, just show you guys. Say for example, from this point to this point is around 200 to 20%, which is the kind of target area for the upside break. Now when I say the upside break, remember there is a trend line running through here, and that enables a line like this. Now as we broke from this particular point, we should be looking around 230 240% to the upside. Now if you remember previously when we talked about that, I told you guys that we would be going to that high, which is around 30%. Now as of now, the altcoins have run around 70%. Still XRP is not moved much. If you look at the last week, XRP is still 4%, and if you go to return rates here in Coin Paprika, last 30 days it's 50%. So that's not actually a bad deal. In last quarter it's 46%, but what makes the difference here is the 30 days 53%. So come back to the altcoin and look at that break and move to the upside. When the altcoins moved to the upside for 70%, XRP came around 60%. So that's not a bad deal. Now what is next is it came to the upside like that, what is left in that target area? Say we were targeting that particular area in an aspect, say we were looking at it like we need to move till the top here, and if we are to do that, we still have around 90% to move to the upside. So if it is just happening like the break here, then it should be around 70-80% move for XRP from current level to the upside. So say currently we are around $0.3 in XRP. So what if we are gonna move 70% from where we are now to the upside? Say take that 0.3 mark there and then take around 70% to the upside. That takes us around 0.5. Now that is just considering the altcoin market, entire altcoin market, without looking at the patterns and trends being formed in the XRP network itself, right? The price action for the XRP itself is showing us that it may reach around 0.7. Now I detailed that in the last couple of videos, so I won't be going into that detail, but keep an eye on these levels, 0.5 and 0.7. From this level of 0.3 here, when we are getting that pump and entering into the RSI here in the overbought area, it will become wild. We remember the days when it used to be wild, running like 20%, 30% a day. So it's kind of going to come back. Now jumping into the first document here, in which we would like to discuss about what is the Flare network and what is Spart token. Now Flare network is a distributed network running the Avalanche consensus protocol updated by Federated Byzantine Agreement. Now you have to understand, Ripple also runs on the Federated Byzantine Agreement. Keeping that in mind, what they're aiming to do here with respect to XRP ledger is FXRP, enabling them the smart contract platform. Now XRP ledger is focused on one use case, which is the payments and FX, right? Now that limits XRP ledger in terms of smart contracts. But what we can understand here is, in this particular development, using XRP ledger, the customers of XRP ledger can use FXRP via XRP ledger using XRP. The smart contract is there, right? They can actually use that. Now when you look at the Flare network itself, so it has two kind of tokens. One is Spart token, okay, then the next one is FXRP, sorry for that. Now when we look at the Flare network itself, they actually go through a lot of different things. Now FXRP is just for the use case of smart contracts tying up with XRP ledger, meaning that particular aspect of Flare network is ready for smart contracts for XRP ledger, nothing else. Now when you look back at the network here, what you can understand is the Spark, the dependent application model, provides blueprint for building applications on the Flare network. So similar to that of Codius, decentralized apps and other developments can be done on the Flare network, for which the Spark token will be used. Now this particular article, when we go through it, say when we move, we can understand that the first such representation is XRP, as detailed in the bottom. They're talking about how it can be used for the interoperability and the further movement. Now XRP ledger is interoperable, XRP is interoperable. Now they can connect it with the ILP, which is the Interledger protocol. Now when we look at the Flare network here, and they discuss about the FXRP here, that will be detailed here in this particular document, which just concentrates on the FXRP itself. Now in this particular document, when we come to the page number 8, say we just jump into the page number 8 here, which is the area we have to actually focus on. That's what we are interested in, right? So the Spark creation and distribution. The Spark token will be distributed to the XRP ecosystem in what is intended to be a soft fork that generates considerable utility for original chain, which is the XRP ledger, XRP, by enabling the use of XRP with Turing complete smart contract. Instead of trying to compete with it, this is kind of a utility fork. You have to actually understand that. Now here it states the Spark token will be distributed to XRP ecosystem and what is intended to be a soft fork. So now are you thinking that you are going to get the Spark token, or are you going to get the FXRP? So that is kind of the confusion there, right? So there are articles which suggest like XRP holders can actually get 1:1 amount of the Spark tokens. Yes, so that kind of gives you the direction where we are walking towards. And then what is FXRP? FXRP is something which is similar to that of XRP, but it will just be used to go through the smart contracts between XRP ledger and Flare network. So XRP ledger is decentralized global payments, blah blah blah. It's kind of the background for that. Now what they're talking about here is important for us. The Flare network and Spark token enable the utility of XRP to be substantially extended by allowing for its use in decentralized use case, the DeFi, which we are looking at, the DeFi, and the decentralized apps, decentralized finance, everything is there. So it's going to be moving like that, whilst remaining trustless throughout the entire process by using Spark as collateral. A trustless representation of XRP called FXRP is issued, which allows XRP holders to use smart contracts with FXRP token on the Flare network. So Spark is a collateral, and it is a trustless representation of XRP. Now that is called as FXRP, meaning the representation of XRP on the Flare network is known as FXRP, and that is issued, which allows XRP holders to use smart contracts. So if you have XRP in your XRP ledger, this will enable you to use smart contract with the FXRP on the Flare network. Now, furthermore, resulting the ecosystem called FXRP. Now that gives you a arbitrage opportunity and others, like the exchange between XRP to FXRP, it has to be changed, right? So XRP itself is a bridge, so it doesn't actually need a bridge to go through, as it have all the specifications, characteristics of a bridge. So it doesn't actually need it. It is scalable, it is cheap, it is fast, so there is nothing required for that. Now when we jump back into this, say, and go back, what we have to understand is that the how they are going to give this to the XRP ledger and XRP holders is like they're going to take the snapshot of XRP ledger, which will be taken at a specified date. Now they will actually announce that. But what you have to understand is, if you are having XRP on your exchange, now that is a different story. If your exchange doesn't actually go through this process, then you're not going to be able to get that 1:1 Spark token. Keep an eye on that one. Now they are going to create 100 billion tokens, in which 45 billion tokens will be claimable by 6 months for XRP token holders. Now that is excluding Ripple Labs. Now the rest of that 25 billion token will go to Flare networks, and 30 billion tokens will go for Flare Foundation. So both are different. That is a non-profit organization and it will be moving there. Now how does it actually work? Say, when you look at here, you can understand how they talk about this. Because many XRP tokens are held on exchanges, the XRP ledger snapshot will be taken at a point in the future when a sufficient number of exchanges have articulated to their clients whether they will claim the Spark token on their behalf. So it is sure, if your exchange is not going to claim that for us, there is no opportunity for us to actually get that. Those who hold the XRP on a exchange, the announcement will be made on their website when the snapshot has taken place. The delay to taking snapshot gives those XRP owners whose XRP are held in an exchange but who wish to participate in a Spark distribution the means to do so, should their exchange not provide such an option. Meaning, if your exchange is not providing you an option, meaning you have it in your ledger, outside an exchange in your own wallet, that will allow you to go through this process and attain that 1:1 Spark. Non-exchange accounts who opt not to pass Spark token onto their clients but still retain an XRP balance at that time of snapshot will be removed from the token distribution. Meaning, if you have it in an exchange and you have the exchange is not participating in it, you won't be getting that. Now if you have an exchange and if you have a wallet which is not allocating like this, then you won't be actually getting that, and they will remove that from the total distribution. So as when they say 45 billion, now we'll have to see how many will be actually delivered based on that one. So we are going to get the Spark token on a 1:1 ratio. This article is kind of, easy to read, easy to understand, but these documents are the original documents which details how it's actually going to work. Now that's all about the Flare, Spark, FXRP thing. Hope that goes clear for you guys. Now what we have to look at is the other side, which is the financial inclusion side, right? So in this particular article, there's a lot of things to cover. In this particular article, we'll jump into, say, page number 13 first. Now I'll put the article in the description below, so if you want to go through, read, it should be possible for you if you have time. Now this is page number 13. On that, they here talk about the distributed ledger and the digital asset, how they can actually use it, how they can use it in a reliable manner for their financial transactions, everything related to the finance, the algorithmic consensus, blah blah blah, and they show you what exactly they need for the accurate DLT system. So that is like governance, scalability, security. Now we are seeing proof of work networks having security issues itself, and it doesn't even have scalability. So that doesn't actually make, unless you have all these components for that, it's not going to be that much of a high thing for a DLT to state. Now then the next thing, if we jump onto the page number 22, what we can see is the commercial and financial use cases for DLTs, distributed ledger technologies, how it can be used, and those kind of stuff. And then they talk about the crypto economy. Now when they talk about the crypto economy, you have to understand the decentralized applications, the decentralized finance, everything is there. Now look at decentralized apps in Cody's platform, and look at other developments in Flare, then look at PolySign, everything related to that. You get an idea for that. Now when we continue on to the next page, which is page number 23, here what we can see is the crypto economy. This side is crypto assets, we can see that, and this here is the users. So we individuals are users, banks are users, institutions are also users. So understand, this is going to be a new economy, a digitized, tokenized economy, in which we can now call it as a crypto economy, as majority of at least smart individuals would be moving their money from the fiat, which is depreciating, into something like digital assets. If they move into gold, silver, that's a different story. But the new generation, millennials, Gen Z and all, won't be majority going into gold and all. Instead, they would be looking at digital assets. Why? They have more return on investment ratio compared to even all other tokens. Now when we go through this, they talk about the Facebook, the Libra initiative, and how this is getting pumped. Meaning when technology companies like that is coming into this particular area, it's kind of a competition for the traditional guys. So they are coming out with online wallets, the custody service, they are acting as custodians. Crypto exchanges are however vulnerable, right? When they act as custodians, if they are not going through the proper security measures, there is an issue, because that can be going through. Now they talk about the smart contracts. Now we understand smart contract, Ethereum platform has actually went and achieved a lot in that particular area. But looking at how it's going to be used in a crypto economy, you need a scalable thing. Now currently you understand, when the network gets congested, this is kind of too far to understand. Now okay, for simplicity, I'll take you guys to this particular document from the Flare itself, which kind of gives you an idea about how this is used. Taking for example, give me a second here. Yeah, say for example, here they talk about smart contracts, right? In the smart contracts, in the other areas, they use the financial side for those who execute the smart contracts. Now when the Ethereum platform is moving from its proof of work to proof of stake system to get a bit more scalability, and they are looking at updating the system and all, what you have to understand is when they talk about the smart contracts platform to facilitate all these decentralized applications, in particular for proof of stake protocols. Now okay, we'll read from the beginning. Has led to an effort to develop new consensus protocol with increased computation throughput. In particular, proof of stake protocols are a family of consensus protocol which leverage economic means to guard against attacks, and that actually kind of creates a problem. Okay, we'll read. More specifically, network participants lock their network's native token in a staking contract, which they may lose in case of a malicious behavior. Thus, the network's safety is proportional to the value of stake committed. Now, that is kind of a limitation in my opinion. This in turn limits the use case that is possible or desirable to express on a POS-based network. Furthermore, competing uses for the network's native token, such as decentralized finance, can cannibalize the safety of the network, and that is where Flare comes in with a new type of approach, which kind of takes out this because it works on a federated Byzantine agreement. And that is where, we are going to see a new smart contracts era for payments will be on, connected to ILP, XRP ledger from RippleNet, or, CODS, because XRP ledger doesn't have that option. Now third parties are coming out with that because they have their own business model for that, right? Now that's on the page number 24. And when we move on, say, to the next page, which is page number 25, and then looking at these factors, what we have to understand is the internal use cases, how DLT can be used. When we look at different central banks, monetary authorities, how they are working with and all, we can understand they are having different sandbox tests with different pilots and all. When we look at Bank of England, we have a new report from the Bank of England showing the digital regulatory reporting. Now look who are involved in that. Some of them looks really familiar. Okay, getting back here. When we move across, they are talking about permissioned blockchain. So again, it gets a bit more clear. So they are talking about the financial infrastructure changing, smart contracts ability, and then they talk about specifically the range of emerging DLTs such as IOTA, Hashgraph, and Ripple can be used for various financial operations such as settling interbank payments. Now, keep in mind they're using settling interbank payments, and here they're mentioning Ripple at the last. Okay, keep that in mind. As we go to the bottom, say we just jump on to page number 29 here. Page number 29 on the same document. And when you look at the product type examples and how it is being operated, payment switches, remittance, we have different things, right? So interbank transfers, you are having Consensus and Ripple there. So Philippines, Asian countries, you have Ripple there. Then remittance, you have different markets here, Philippines, blah blah blah. Then again you have Ripple there. So they are not showing others which they showed you at the top, right? So that's on the page number 29. When we jump on to page number 30, we can see how it's going to work. This is going to be the smart contract. Then how the payments will be executed, payout to the farmer. Now this is just an example in which you can understand the smart contracts is connected to a payment platform which delivers that payment. Now if they have to consider use cases like this, it has to be scalable one, it has to be cheap and fast. So that things or the specification are kind of something which points our fingers directly towards XRP ledger. Now jumping on to page number 71 of this document, which is the annex. Here they show you the different types of mechanism which is used, and we have federated Ripple's Byzantine thing. Ripple's consensus algorithm proceeds in rounds. In each round, 4 steps occur. So it is kind of one of the safest protocol which is available out there. Now, if we jump into page number 74 of the same document, they talk about financial systems at the top, right? That's why we are coming at the bottom to show you guys when they talk about interbank transfers. Payment switching and clearing mechanism, you have to understand how this is evolving. At the top they mentioned IOTA, Hashgraph, and others, but when you actually come down to the bottom to understand what they talk about financial systems and cite it at the top, come down, they talk about what? They talk about SWIFT, which is the traditional system, and then XRP, the cryptocurrency, and how it does, speeding up settlement times from 2 to 3 days to 2 to 3 seconds. That is huge. Right now, if you don't want that, come down. They talk about payment switching, clearing, and settlement, and again you can R3's Coda settler. So it's all kind of connected in one way or the other, because at the bottom, if you read here in this particular sentence, similarly, this real-time liquidity visibility allows digital financial service providers to use DLT to remove the need for pre-funding in bilateral interoperability designs. So what does that mean? removing the need of pre-funding and providing interoperability. Does those keywords sound familiar? For me, it's familiar. It's pointing towards ILP and XRP ledger. I don't know about you guys, but I hope it's kind of clear for you guys. Now, this statement document from Bank of England kind of takes us into this one, looking at regulatory reporting. Now, this one is so cool because they are looking at increasing the regulatory clarity. They are working, if we look at them, I'll just summarize that. I won't take much time. They're going to give a bit more clarity for every type of assets. Now, when they talk about that, understand it doesn't actually directly mention it is only for the digital asset, but this is for everything related to that. FCA previously came up with a statement, XRP is a utility token, right? So that's a bit of clarity there. But now they talk about different pilots, went through, using these banks, UK regulators and all. If you go back in the Bank of England and check the pilot programs, you can actually see that pilot with Ripple, the company. So we went through that. So I hope a majority of the viewers would be clear with that particular aspect. I'll put this in the description if you want to look at that. Now, this is the update from the organization advisor perspectives, and if you compare it XRP, Ether and Bitcoin, you can see XRP is somewhere near or closer to crossing the Bitcoin in that index. That is kind of a symbol. We are gonna go parabolic from that point. So guys, that's all for the day, and if you guys saw value in the video, please do support the channel, hit that like button. If you would like to extend your support, please do use the links in the description below for Patreon and PayPal. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.